I'm Marnie Hughes, and thank you for joining us. This is Missing on NewsNation. Each week, we feature a missing person case from across the country, and we take you inside that investigation and the search for answers. You are a very big part of what we do, and many of the cases that we cover come from you. And by watching and sharing those stories, you really do offer family and friends of the missing hope that their loved one's case will get solved. This week, we head to Pennsylvania and the case of this missing teenager. His name is Kadin Black, and he is 19 years old, or he was when he disappeared right before the holidays in 2022. He was staying at a friend's house at the time, and since then, his family says everything they have learned, it just doesn't add up. Police say it is possible that there has been foul play, and the person who may hold the answers is not talking. You're going to be hearing from Kadin's mother and his brother live in just a moment about their ongoing efforts to bring Kadin home. But first, here is more on his case.
Kadin Black, a teenager through and through. From football and working out to dirt bikes and goofing off. Kadin's smile always feeding his family's joy.
And he would laugh. Oh God, he had the greatest laugh. I mean, it was deep, and he would like hold his stomach and bend over. He would laugh so hard. None of my other kids laughed like that.
Even Kadin's laughter now brings his mother tears. Kara Patterson was expecting her son to come see her in Maryland in 2022 for another festive holiday.
Finalized up like the Christmas plans that he was coming here, that he was spending the night, and everything seemed normal.
And I called and called and called. I'm like, where the heck is my boy at? I said, Kadin, where you at? You know.
Kadin's dad, Maurice, was expecting him to come by and get the dog some exercise.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. What you think, Dad? You couldn't run around the table that time. I got you.
It was a Sunday tradition, even after a falling out between father and son, that had Kadin living a couple minutes away in this Wrightsville neighborhood with his friend's family.
We don't hear nothing back from 2 days. I'm like, something ain't right. This is not like him to not contact him, his mother, or myself. And then personally, if a kid's living in my house, it's just me. Maybe I might be a weirdo or something. The parent of the kid called me, wouldn't you walk or go check on him?
2 days later, his friend's father, Christopher Faust, filed a missing persons report.
Chris Faust told me that he was up on Sunday morning, that he always gets up early, and that he was up by 5 or 6, and that Kadin had to have left either Saturday night or the early hours of Sunday morning. However, we later found out that Kadin's cell phone was still connected to their Wi-Fi at 9:33 a.m. Sunday morning.
Patterson feels Kadin's missing cell phone holds the key.
During the course of the investigation and looking into things, we feel that there's the possibility of foul play.
Chief Jim Thomas says dogs trained in electronic sniffing searched the Faust home, coming up empty.
The other part of this investigation, which is disturbing, is we don't know what time he left. It could have been after that 8 o'clock, 8:30 connection. It could have been beforehand. We don't know.
Kadin's family does know he struggled emotionally at times, even getting arrested for a physical altercation with his school bus driver. Yet the family felt an upcoming court hearing would see Kadin exonerated.
It doesn't make sense that on December 17th, 1 week after he turned 19, 1 week before Christmas, that he would just decide to run away for a case that wasn't even coming up until the end of January.
Kadin's beloved Forerunner, the one his mother gave him, was titled in Christopher Faust's name for insurance purposes. Months after the disappearance, Faust blocked the family on Facebook and sold it.
If you believe he's missing, why would you sell it if you knew he's coming back? You know what I mean?
Kara Patterson's done press conferences.
If anybody knows anything, please just let me know that my son is okay.
And vigils hoping to keep the community looking for Kadin, for the boy whose childhood was documented with so much love, simply gone.
was Aiden and Brooks up there. I mean, I have him. I have all my kids tatted on my arm. I never had the feeling that he was, dead or anything, but just certain things, just not adding up in my brain right now. But I ain't giving up hope yet,
He needs to be found, regardless of what the outcome is.
We have been unable to get in contact with Chris Faust for our story. We will continue to attempt to. Joining us now is Kara Patterson, Kadin's mom, and Carter Black, Kadin's brother. Let me start with you, Kara. Hearing that last thing you said in the piece, that whether Kadin is alive, you want answers. I think that it breaks my heart to hear you say that. I know it's difficult. Police suspect there could be some sort of foul play. What do you think? What theories are running through your mind?
I'm actually, I was telling my son during the break, I'm shocked to hear that because I have thought foul play this whole time. And it's been no foul play, no foul play, no foul play. So now that we're considering foul play, because everything to me about this is foul play. Kadin deposited his paycheck in the bank Friday, all of it. His bank account hasn't been touched. He didn't take a single belonging of his out of that house. Who just disappears with nothing, especially when they had some money that they could have taken? And for Kadin to not talk to any of us, I mean, that just isn't normal. I mean, I was the person Kadin always went to when he was upset about something or when he was going through something, no matter what it was. He never had a fear of telling me anything.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah, I mean, I have always thought that something was wrong.
What about his car, right? I mean, that was his mode of transportation. That was left behind. That's an important piece of this puzzle, just doesn't add up.
Yeah. Hindsight, I would have put Kadin's name on that title too. I wish now I would have, but I felt like, no big deal. Kadin's living there. Kadin had a Pennsylvania driver's license. I live in Maryland. The 4Runner had needed to be registered in Pennsylvania for insurance purposes. The Faust were going to put Kadin on their insurance, but their company, I was told, required it to go in their name, not Kadin's. But Kadin was on their insurance policy as a driver.
Let me ask you, Carter, about your brother and the cell phone. It seems like the cell phone data is critical in this case, like it is in so many missing cases. What do we know about the timeline of his cell phone use and the Wi-Fi?
Kadin, he wasn't really a phone guy, I guess to say. Like he wasn't really like if you like his
He didn't
phone
play
would,
games on his
yeah,
computer,
like he would just be like YouTube, and that was about it.
but he used it to call and text.
Well, yeah, he used it to call and text like me. Like I said, late night calls. He knew when I got off of work, so he would call me. He would tell me, but then other than that, like he would go on he would just play basketball or go work out. I mean, those were his two big hobbies, I'd say.
Yeah. And where is the phone now? Has it been located?
No.
We have no idea.
No idea. How about any other personal belongings of Kadin's? Anything else missing that is peculiar?
Nothing of Kadin's is missing.
Didn't take a suitcase, clothes aren't missing.
Nothing. He didn't take his clothes. He didn't take his nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this cell phone is such a critical piece, because if Kadin left, Saturday night, the early hours of Sunday morning, that's actually stated in the original press conference by Chief Thomas. If Kadin left at that time and other people would have seen him leave if he had left later than that, how was the cell phone still connected to the Wi-Fi at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday morning?
Yeah. I wonder about his room, Kara, at the Faust house where he was staying. Have you been able to recover any of his personal belongings? What is the status of all of his stuff?
Yes, all of his stuff is now at his father's house.
Okay. And how about the relationship with the Faust? How much in the beginning did you all talk as you tried to piece together what was going on here?
In the beginning, I talked to Chris Faust several times a day.
And what did he tell you then about what was going on with Kadin?
I mean, they didn't know. They just said that they didn't know, that they, were helping look for him. We talked about cell phone records and calling people, like those type of things, like who can we call? Who can we look into? The people, did he say something to somebody at work? Did we tried to just, figure out who all these people were that were, in Kadin's newest circle, because Kadin had only, been at his job for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more, Carter, about your brother. We mentioned that he had, Kara, you said this just great, like belly laugh, right? That was infectious.
Yeah.
He loved football. He liked working out. Tell me just about him as an overall person, the things that he enjoyed.
He might have been, I guess, mentally, a little bit unhinged, but he was very smart and well aware
He was unhinged.
Unhinged, not unhinged, but he was very
had some depression sometimes.
Yeah, he might have been down, but he knew what was going on around him. Like some stuff, like we'd be at school and he would let me know about a couple people, and then like what he talks about happens later on. So I think he was well aware of a lot of things, and
People were down, he brought him up.
Yeah, he was down. People, like, he was like motivator. Like he would do extra at football for another kid. If like somebody was lacking, Kadin would go back and help him. It didn't matter how long we were out the field. If we were there, we were helping.
Well, I know you miss him dearly. Kara, if you could say anything to Kadin right now, if he's out there somewhere and he can hear your message, what would you tell him?
He's out there somewhere. God, Kadin, just call me. Call me. I will come to you. I don't care where you are. I would do anything to have you back.
Well, I hope that you both get him back in your family soon. Thank you through your heartbreak for joining us. I know it's emotional, it's difficult, but I think it helps to get his story out there. So to you both, Kara and Carter, thank you. And on Facebook, there is a page for Kadin's case that you can follow his case as well. There are about 6,000 followers right now, all actively trying to keep Kadin's name out there. Kadin's family is also working with a nonprofit called the Doc Ellis Foundation. This is a national organization created in honor of the late Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher to assist minority families with missing loved ones. I want to give you another look at Kadin Black. Again, if you have any information that can help police in the search for Kadin, you can contact the Wrightsville Police. That number is on your screen, 712-244-8055. We've also got it on our website, NewsNationNow.com. All right, I want to tell you about the case that we're working on for next week. It has left a Montana town just baffled. We're focusing on the disappearance of a woman named Eva Prather. She's a wife, she's a mother of two, and she seemingly walked away and vanished in freezing temperatures in December. Our NewsNation team traveled to Missoula, Montana, spoke exclusively with Eva's husband, friend, and authorities who have been combing the area in search of her ever since. And each day, it seems they may be getting closer. Take a listen.
And within the last month, we've received reports of sightings of her, and our detectives division is following up with everything we get.
Next week in our Missing series, retracing Eva's last known steps and her husband's message that he hopes gets to his wife. So make sure to tune in for that next week for a closer look at her case. You can also go to NewsNationNow.com to get updates on all of the cases that we're covering. And if you have a case that you think we should look into, make sure you send it to us at NewsNationNow.com/missing. So many of the cases, as I mentioned a moment ago, come from you, and we're proud to partner with you on each and every case to bring answers to so many families who desperately need it. I'm Marnie Hughes in Chicago. This is Missing on NewsNation. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you back here next week.